Homeless shelter in foreclosed houses, Craigslist getting sued, and the biggest real estate losers.
Next on renewsyoucanuse.com. Welcome to renewsyoucanuse.com. What's up, Keith?
Not much, Ruben. We're still recuperating from our day, learning about auctions.
I'm ready to go home and.
One of these days we're gonna have to talk about the auctions, because an auction is an awesome way to sell your house. It's a day certain that you can sell your house, and you and I are really excited about what's going on with the auction market.
20, give me 40, 40, give me 40. That's just a taste. No, but really, yeah, auctions are a great deal, and
it is. They're the old wave of the future.
But
it's almost like Back to the Future that I just said. The old wave of the future.
Yeah, I mean, it better be, because going through all that, through that licensing is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of work.
But anyways, so what else is going on?
Well, homeless find shelter in foreclosed homes.
A lot of stuff.
And that's what we're going to talk about.
A lot of stuff. Well, a lot of news today, like always, right? Mm-hmm. Me and Keith picked 3, and basically what this podcast is about is a real estate and mortgage podcast speaking about the industry and the latest and greatest news articles there are out there. I'm Ruben. I own my own mortgage company. Keith is a top real estate agent for RE/MAX, and we basically put our own spin on it. And
we have a little fun at the same time.
Fun, and saves everyone out there time and maybe even some money.
Yeah. Giddy up.
So since you started already, why don't you talk about the first article, Keith?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about the homeless find shelter in foreclosed houses. And we've talked about this happening before. Crime, and one thing leads to another. Right. And now there's actual vacancy in the shelters throughout the country, because all these homeless people are finding shelter in these houses that are now foreclosed. And obviously they say that the best foreclosed house is the one where the lights are still on and the water's running. And one homeless person says, "How convenient."
Yeah,
and says it's the best way for low cost housing to occur. It's basically free.
Foreclosure Crisis and Opportunity Fund, low cost housing, the best kind, right? Yeah, and I think this is one of the best reasons for homeowners not to foreclose on homes.
You mean banks not to foreclose on homes?
Well, homeowners to let it happen.
Right, right, that too.
But I mean, because seriously, obviously it's unfortunate for anyone to lose their home, but at the same time, letting your neighborhood just pretty much go to, I'm not going to swear on the podcast, but letting your neighborhood really just go into the dumps. And I'm not saying anything. I don't have anything against homeless people, but this is just one of the instances we're talking about: homelessness, crime, prostitution.
Right, and they're talking about the drugs that are going into these houses, and agents actually walking in to seeing that there are homeless there that are doing the drugs, and it's just really an ugly scene. And Ruben, we recently lost a real estate agent due to crime.
Danger, yeah.
And it was a vacant house. I don't know the whole detail of it, but I know it's a vacant house, and vacant houses lead to crime. So hopefully the banks and the government can come together so that the government doesn't get too involved and the bank doesn't get too involved, but they can find a happy medium.
Right. We've already talked about this article a lot, but in Cleveland, where this particular
Cleveland rocks.
This particular article
every time you say that I have to
focuses on is the census for homeless people dropped for sleeping outside. Dropped from 40 to 17. So they're sleeping in the foreclosed homes.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's about 15,000 of them in that area.
Right.
Okay.
I completely agree.
So
I concur with you.
You concur.
Yeah. Let's go to our next article.
Real estate article. Okay. This one is from Inman News. I think this is really ridiculous. The headline says, "Judge hear arguments in Craigslist lawsuit." And basically, to summarize this article, Craigslist is being 3-judge panel for a 7th Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals is considering whether Craigslist is protected from liability for online postings by site users that violate the Fair Housing Act.
Right.
And basically what's going on, Keith, is that basically Craigslist is a huge free advertising site for anyone wanting to list their home.
A free market enterprise.
Sell their home, right?
Yeah.
And
or rent.
basically basically Craigslist is being sued because a lot of those ads, don't clearly follow the rules of the Fair Housing Act, meaning that they can't rent out, if it's a rental, for instance, they can't rent to minorities, or you can't rent to children, or whatever. If you're selling a house, you can't sell it.
Right.
So I think it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, why would you sue Craigslist?
Well, they figure that Craigslist are the people that have the money, so they're going to sue the Craigslist of the world rather than sue the person that actually wrote the article. And the article goes on to talk about, there are people that do things on the phone that they shouldn't do over the phone, and you don't go try to sue AT&T or Verizon, whoever your carrier is, because somebody said something over the phone that they shouldn't have said. So if you follow that line of reasoning, you're going to say that, Craigslist is in the right. And Craigslist does monitor as much as possible where it says no children or no minorities, or if they use discriminatory language. They do monitor it as best they can, and they do kick it out. In fact, they do have a flag button. If you or I see something that shouldn't be right, we'll hit the flag button as well. So they're not just policing it, but the people who are looking at that website are policing it too. Stay away from Craigslist. They're doing a dandy job. I do declare.
Hey, that's what the internet's for.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Our last
moving on,
maybe the most entertaining article of the evening is from Banks.com, the biggest real estate losers, celebrity edition.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe we should have articles.
I think that Randy lost a lot of weight, and he's in real estate now.
Randy
from American Idol. I don't know. What up, dog?
No, this is the biggest real estate losers, not the biggest losers, not the biggest celebrity losers. So basically, anyway, this article really summarizes the biggest losers in Hollywood, or biggest famous, not necessarily in Hollywood, but famous celebrities who've lost money in the real estate industry. Just so I guess if you're out there listening to this podcast, you're not alone, right?
Yeah. So if your name is Ed McMahon, you're the biggest loser.
You are the biggest loser. You've
well, it doesn't say that he hasn't even actually sold his house, but he originally put his house on the market for $7.7 million, and it's now been reduced to a mere $5.7 million. Oh, are you crying?
No. I mean, what is $2 million to him? Really?
Yeah, it's not that much. The one that I like the most is Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash is suing his real estate agent because although the value of his house has gone down considerably when he tried to sell his house, he's not blaming that because he really can't blame the market. So he's finding other alternative methods to blame the real estate agent for the sale of his house, saying that the house is smaller than it was originally marketed as, and it's not as private as the real estate agent implied. Now, don't you think that
once he bought it,
yeah,
wouldn't he have figured that out?
You would think so. All of a sudden, he figures it out when the market goes down.
Hey, wait a minute! He just wakes up 2 years later. Oh, this isn't as big as I thought it'd be.
Get a life, Slash.
I mean, seriously,
dude. Suing real estate agents.
Come on. No, I mean that's just ridiculous. I mean, what's wrong with the world? Yeah, everyone wants to sue everybody. So litigious.
It is. Ooh, litigious. I
litigious. No, but seriously, come on. I mean, these people. Avril Lavigne, Wilmer Valderrama, and Vidal Sassoon.
Yeah, Vidal Sassoon, he had to reduce his price from $25 million down to $20 million to sell his house. Wah.
Boo-hoo.
I think that's all we have, dude.
That's all we have. If you want to check out the full articles, go to renewsyoucanuse.com. Read the full articles yourself. Put your own opinion on the articles, and if you have any questions for us, actually,
ties need not apply.
If you have any questions for us, we have our info sites on our webpage now.
And thank you for everybody who's been going to our website and helping us improve it and commenting on what they like and what they don't like. We really appreciate that. So keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
I'm Ruben.
I'm Keith.
Make it a great day.
Stay classy, America.